And we're back. Welcome back, guys. You guys have been fun at MLG? These games have been so amazing.
Oh.
It's so interesting to see esports history unfold in front of us. I didn't quite expect, to be totally honest, EGIdra to get as far as he would have. He's a good friend of mine. I like him a lot. I've known him for a long time, personally. But I am so blown away by the way this guy is playing.
He is playing like he used to play, Tasteless. He's one of the very best players in the world for a very long time. At the beginning, slumped a little bit, but now he is back. He's just won a tournament a couple weeks ago, and he is kicking so much ass.
It is unreal. But now, if you're unfamiliar with this rivalry, he is about to go against his greatest opponent of all time, MC.
Yeah, this might be one of EGIdra's absolute biggest rivals, bar none. I mean, these two have a storied history together. They've both beaten each other at MLGs. They've played countless times on ladders and things like that. And there is no love lost between these two.
No, this is a real rivalry. These guys are not friends. So I don't know who's going to win, but the game should be pretty interesting. MC, two-time champion of GSL, which both are Tosis and I cast. If you want to see more of us, please check it out at goemtv.net. And moving on into this game, I have no clue. I think EGIdra might win, but, you know, MC can get under EGIdra's skin, and that, of course, can play a big factor in how the game is going to pan out.
Yeah, it definitely could. This is so exciting, Tasteless. I cannot believe it. We've got to start. Why doesn't everyone make some noise for this awesome match that we are about to see?
All right, the countdown has started, and that means momentarily we'll be in this game as it finishes loading. It's going to be so sick. I can't wait.
I am so pumped.
And it's funny
I am just
for us
wiggling
too,
and jiggling,
we
man.
both know these guys very well. MC, we used to see him more when he was in Code S in the studio all the time. He's fallen off a little bit, and this is really important to him, of course, because he has a lot to prove here. All right, it's on. There's no turning back now. In the north, our American Zerg, the best macro Zerg in the world, perhaps. We'll give it up for EGIdra. See, guys, I was right. Rivals. Meanwhile, in the south, we call him the Kratos Protoss. Unbelievable control, very aggressive. Give it up for MC.
This is a very important match for just so many reasons. One player in the top three will get a seed into Code S. Code S is the hardest tournament in the world to qualify for. MC has recently fallen out. He wants that seed. EGIdra is going to Korea at some point, as he's announced previously, and he is going to want that as well. So they also have to battle the STC. The only person that's going to get top three at this that's in Code S is Huck.
Yeah, it's there's a lot on the line here. In other words, it's not just about this tournament MLG, it's about the GSL as well. And that is going to be, it means a lot of pressure, a lot is on the line. Because this is about as far as you can go without losing so much.
Very, very true, Tasteless. Well, MC is not doing a Forge fast expansion that we see so often on any map nowadays, instead opting for a little bit safer one base build.
All right, in these positions, it can be pretty good for EGIdra. They're very, very far away, and which generally is good for Zerg because, of course, Zerg is the race that's going to be expanding the most. And the easiest way to expand the most is to have a greater distance from your opponent.
That is quite true. Nice scouting here by MC, seeing what's going on. Not a whole lot. No gas taken yet by EGIdra. And, you know, that's actually a pretty good way to play overall. You can get a lot bigger economy a lot quicker, but you have to watch out for things like 4-gate. A speedless expand is going to be a little bit more easy to kill with something like that.
The probe continuing to move around, taking a look. Now, he's going to have to get out of here pretty soon. There are Zerglings on the way. Looks like he wants to harass the drone, delay its mining for a little bit.
Well, you know, Tasteless, this is crazy. We have had Koreans coming to the MLG for several events now, and they've gotten top 6 repeatedly, over and over.
All top 6.
No one has challenged them yet, and now we're down to the top 4, and it is insane. We have an underdog Korean in the STC. We have Huck, a foreign player. We have EGIdra, a foreign player. and we have a 2-time GSL champion who has fallen from grace recently, MC.
It's quite a lineup of incredible players, and it's great to see that the makeup of our players is slowly changing, and it looks like the international scene is starting to become dominant once again.
That very well may be. Zergling does make it in, and that's kind of a big deal. It's going to be able to see that there are, in fact, 2 gases. That eliminates some of the possible builds that would go on. Sees that he can't find anything else right now. And that doesn't tell him a whole lot. Could mean it's going to be an expansion. Could mean a couple gates are about to go up or something like that.
He's going to go for that quick nexus right away. EGIdra does have the option to try to be aggressive here, but just knowing his play style, I highly doubt he'll bother to do that.
Yeah, you know, I like MC's build here. The 1-gate expansion, not always the best build, especially if they get speed right away. You know, a couple speed Zerglings, or rather about 10, can force a cancel on that Nexus and really set Protoss behind. But MC scouted that that was not the case and went ahead and did it.
He showed the Stargate. I'm a bit surprised by that.
He did show the Stargate. But, oh my god, up at the natural base right now, we do have a little bit of harassment going on. In fact, 4 kills on the Zealot and the Soccer. In fact, the Queen going down. MC with a very nice harassment here.
The Stalker now going to retreat. And you look, that was an effective attack because killing off the Queen is going to delay the Larva injects. Greg's, or EGIdra rather, style is one where he wants to get a lot of workers out because he invests into the late game. So doing that is not only good in general against his Zerg, it's good against the play style coming from EGIdra.
And you know, he got 2 drones too, so that's pretty good. EGIdra is taking that very quick 3rd base, as we do see on the minimap. But with MC's Stargate, he might be able to get out some Void Rays and do something about that. EGIdra is going to have to get Queens out. He's going to have to try to spread his creep, maybe get a few Spore Crawlers as well.
Gateway going to complete, making a nice tight little wall over here. We don't normally see this form of 1-gate expand with the incredibly quick Void Ray. Oh my god.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. I see that this is going to be a very unorthodox game. 2 Stargates.
Well, you know, MC has shown in the past many builds similar to this. He does love Stargate units, no doubt about it. Sometimes he goes mass Phoenixes with a lot of Zealot Warpins. This time, looks like he's going to get at least a couple Void Rays. We'll have to see, though, if he switches it up and goes right into Phoenixes.
Yeah, you know, doing these kind of builds, they're a little bit tricky. It's a type of build that allows you to maneuver all over the map and really make it lights out for Zerg. You could kill off, for instance, this Overlord here or here. Control the Xel'Naga watchtowers. It puts Zerg up against the corner.
That's right. Now, a lot of Void Rays are being made, and that's pretty scary. You know, recently Kiwikaki has been showing a lot in his PVZs that you just make a handful of Void Rays, maybe about 6, and Zerg is going to have one very hard time dealing with them, no matter what units they make.
All right, the Stalkers, the Sentries, the Zealots moving out now. And we do have the 3 Void Rays and the Phoenix. Now remember, guys, 2 Stargates, that's, 1 Stargate, that's normal. So there's a certain amount of Void Rays you expect to see. With 3, or 2 rather, you have the 3 Void Rays. That could be pretty rough.
That is right, but EGIdra throwing down a lot of spores right now to try to be careful about this. In fact, taking a lot of damage there on the Phoenix. A lot of Phoenixes being rallied in, and it doesn't look like MC is going to be bringing any of his Gateway units.
He'd probably want to transfuse here, but without creep in between these 2, the Queen is too slow. The Queen going down.
Messes up for 1 second there, not killing the Spore Crawler as quickly as possible. And one of those Queens, he's really leaving everything with just a few hit points.
Nice.
Oh, EGIdra with a great defense.
A lesser Zerg could have easily lost his hatchery here. Very smart by EGIdra, just canceling the additional Spore Crawler. He'll now move over here and try to do some damage in this region. Hoping that the Queens are out of position, but honestly, I don't think this is going to work. I think EGIdra actually just has a position that's just too good here.
Well, he may have to cancel the hatch there. Yeah, you know, these Queens not going to do all that great as long as MC does micro correctly here. And in fact, look at that, walking into distance of the Spore Crawler, taking a lot of damage. MC being a little bit sloppy with this air attack.
EGIdra continuing to grow his economy. As you can see, he's at 58 drones to the 50 probes. He is not missing a larva inject, despite all this harassment.
That is right. In the meantime, MC is going to throw up a lot of gateways. He's trying to do whatever damage he can right now with these units and probably follow it out with a gateway timing. We will see, though, if that's what he chooses to do. Look at this, picking off a lot of units here, getting rid of that queen, and the Spore Crawler looks like it may go down, but he does not want to lose that. Oh, beautiful lift on some of these Hydras, and I'm so excited my voice is breaking.
All right, the Spore Crawler is being sunk into the ground. It looks like he will save that, the layer, excuse me. The Phoenix is continuing to move around the map, destroying some Overlords, but, you know, really it was the Void Rays that were supposed to deal the damage, so overall we could say that was a success there for EGIdra in deflecting that attack. The other factor is that the ground army is going to be fairly small here for the Protoss as he's focused on some of these Phoenixes. Wow, doing a lot of damage here.
Picking up just so many Hydras, Tasteless. That's a great move by MC. He's really doing such a job here, but one very interesting thing is that EGIdra has already gotten drops, and he may be researching Overlord speed pretty quickly here. You know, Hydra drops is one of the old counters to a double Stargate opening.
Yeah, it's really strong against stuff like that. And it looks like we're now going to have the third base coming up here. But by the way, these guys basically even on supply.
That's right. In fact, EGIdra just slightly ahead, if you can believe that, after we've seen so many things die to the Phoenixes. But, you know, he does have a couple macro hatches up for his 3 bases. It's 75 drones to 58 probes. So EGIdra definitely killing in economy.
All right, looks like the drones, the drone count here still very good for EGIdra. Up to 75 now, 58 probes. Of course, StarCraft is a game with multiple facets, the things you have to master, not just at, you know, knowing how to attack or how to trick your opponent, but just having a good economy. And EGIdra is definitely in pretty good shape in that sense. You know, with enough Hydras out here, oh, this is so smart. I'll change that thought. He is going to move over here, take the gold base. Now, the Phoenixes can't pick up buildings. They can pick up Hydralisk, sure, Queens, sure, but if he just takes this gold expansion, there's really not a lot that the Zerg can do to stop it, or that Protoss can do to stop it, rather.
Yeah, you know, when someone goes for air units, hatcheries are a good counter to that, believe it or not. You know, they're trying to pick up drones and whatnot, and if you have a lot of larvae, a lot of hatcheries, you can remake those quite easily. You know, it's not free for the Protoss to get all those Phoenixes.
The Nexus now completing over here. He will be transferring probes. And right now, MC is going to have to come up with a response for this. He knows about the gold base, but he hasn't presented a solution yet.
Well, he's going to see that Overlord speed is up. Chase some of these down anyways as the Hydras are off creep and quite slow off that creep. And it looks like MC is going to be going into just a lot of macro and Colossi, which is the right choice in this situation. With that many Hydras out, you absolutely are going to need some Colossi.
Well, the gold base is almost complete. He is moving out a large number of Overlords, and I think you are correct from what you said earlier, Atosis. I think he's just going to go for drop play.
He may indeed.
No, EGIdra is just now maxed. Ooh. He just became maxed a second ago.
Great timing on this drop.
Is he ready? Oh my God, he is so close. He could have been attacking this.
And in fact,
MC, he might be too late.
MC is even killing some of his own buildings to get into his base quicker, but misclicks a little bit. There you go, blinks right up there. And EGIdra's drop does not look like it's going to be doing too much damage.
So many Hydras and Roaches here. The Colossus being microed back. I think the architecture of MC's base is really benefiting MC much more than it is EGIdra. It's going to make it easier for the Colossi to do so much more damage to the Roaches and the Hydras.
That's right. A lot of these Roaches even stuck, really not firing for a good portion of this battle. The drop definitely not nearly as effective as EGIdra would have hoped for. A lot of Phoenixes still left alive, and MC's defense is successful.
But let's take another look at this. It's 130 ply to 161 with an operational gold base that's soon to have drones in it. Actually, why is he not sending drones to the gold base? It'd be better even if he took the ones right here and put it there just to get a better income. EGIdra much more focused on macroing up than focusing on that economy element. He is, again, almost maxed out again, though. I question if he could just keep doing this over and over and over again and wearing MC down until MC ends up never getting a fourth base.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he can actually do that. MC is really well defended, though, as of this moment. I'm not really sure what EGIdra's going to be able to do here. A little attack on the side, but with cannons and Phoenixes, that is not going to work out at all.
All right, we have the Hydra Roach army moving around in the middle of the map.
Oh,
and that was a mistake there by Hydra. He should not be that far out on the map.
Yeah, that's a pretty small army right now. You know, he's got almost max supply, and he knows MC is just playing a defensive zoning game in the middle there. But Hydra decides to go in there anyways and just lose a bunch of units. That is not something that he can be doing right now.
The gold base just now up and starting to benefit Hydra. Hydra, by the way, once again at 180 supply. In about a minute, he should be maxed out again, but there might be a good timing here for MC. This is a pretty scary army. Corruptors now coming out, trying to hit these Colossi. A lot of nice force fields laid down. One Colossus does go down. The Corruptors taking a lot of damage here from the Phoenixes as they are focus firing on that. Oh, man, I think Hydra might actually lose his gold base.
Yeah, it looks like it, Tasteless. This is a lot of units still left over. Those Zealots did their job, soaking up everything. Hydra has made a lot of lings. He's making some Corruptors, getting some Roaches out there. But GG, he knows there's no way. And MC showing a ton of skill in that game, Tasteless. The return of MC, perhaps.
You know, if you look back into that game, Hydra took the gold base, and that's great, but did he use the gold base? No, he didn't even have any drones there. And it might sound weird if you don't play a lot of StarCraft, but you're better off just taking all your workers off of the blue base and putting on the gold. I mean, you're just going to get so much more money. And the fact that he neglected that during that attack really made it difficult for him to macro up, you know, to counter that counterattack from MC.
You know, that one drop in the main also very ineffective. And when he attacked down the middle with that group, that tiny group, I don't know, man. He's going to have to tighten up his play a little bit in the second game. But we got to cut to a commercial first. We will be right back.